body bags where horror lies.
Yo, what's up everybody? Welcome to week 46 here on Body Bags. I'm your host Moodz616, and thank you once again for dropping in, guys. Already, yeah, it's Cannibal week. And yeah, so the film that I chose to do this week is the film that kind of started the whole cannibal craze back in 1972. This film was directed by Umberto Lenzi, who of course went on to make films like Cannibal Ferox and Eaten Alive in the cannibal genre. This one basically set up the stages for the most famous cannibal film, Cannibal Holocaust. But yeah, 1972, and it's called Man from Deep River. Yeah, so getting into the plot of this one centers around your main character, John Bradley. He is a photographer from London who's residing in Bangkok, like just outside of Thailand and stuff. So what he's doing there is, you know, he's just doing his thing. He's taking photographs and whatnot. So anyways, he decides that he wants to go into the jungle, so he gets a type, like a tour guide guy, and to take him into the jungle. So he's doing his thing, taking pictures, underwater, jungle pictures and whatnot, and on their mission, they obviously have to stop for rest and stuff. So anyways, he's sleeping on the boat and whatnot, wakes up, and his tour guide is gone. So he's kind of confused. He looks around and he sees the body floating in the water. So he jumps in the water, and then he gets captured himself by this very primitive tribe from the jungle. This tribe has never seen civilization or whatnot and stuff. So they basically take in John and they make him their slave, basically. They make him do work and do a whole pile of stuff. They don't kill him for some odd reason. They just kind of take him in and make him do a whole pile of shitty work and stuff like that. He tries to escape multiple times. And of course, on one attempt, he tries to escape again. And what happens is he gets into a battle with a, I guess you would call the guy, he's kind of like the leader of the hunter pack. Anyways, he ends up killing this guy. And so what happens is, again, the tribe captures him after that. And what they don't kill him at first. They basically put him through this like really odd initiation rituals and stuff like that. And of course he passes all the tests and stuff, and they make him like an honorary member of the tribe, which is very odd and stuff. And then soon later he ends up kind of having a relationship with the chief's daughter and whatnot and stuff like that. So, but yeah, I'll just leave the plot right there, because if I go any further, I'm just going to tell the whole film. So anyways, my thoughts on this one. Now, this movie is basically a blatant ripoff of A Man Named Horse. It's basically the exact same premise as that film, but this movie's done pretty well. You know, instead of taking place in America with Native Indians, this one's, you know, in the jungle with indigenous tribe. So, you know, it has, you know, there's a lot of Italian ripoff films, but this one's done pretty well. Now, Umberto Lenzi does a pretty good job with, you know, cinematography in this film's done pretty well, and actually the acting's not bad either. The guy that plays John, Ivan Rashevov, I'm not really too sure what his name is, but he does actually a pretty good job in this film. I always thought, like, I've seen this film a couple times, and I always thought that this film it's not so much a cannibalistic film. Like, it has cannibalism towards the end of the film, but it's not the main focus of the film. I really do truly believe that the cannibalism that happens in the film is just kind of thrown in there towards the end and stuff. But, you know, it doesn't really take anything away from the film. It's kind of cool. With that said, there's not really a lot of, like, death and gore and blood in this film. To be honest, like, there's not really a whole lot, which is kind of surprising. But the film isn't without its animal brutality and stuff. Of course, there's a famous scene where a monkey gets his head chopped off, which has been kind of very controversial. There's been a lot of controversy around that scene, because I think, you know, it's been said that the monkey was already pre-dead, or he was alive and whatnot. things like that. But there's other stuff in the film. There's, you know, scenes with, you know, animals fighting. They're making the animals fight and whatnot. And there's a pretty blatant one with a goat too. But of course, you know, with these type of films, that you always seem to have that in there. It's not really the worst thing in the world, but you know, overall, it's a pretty enjoyable film. I actually really enjoy it. Like I said, it's shot very well, and it's just kind of structured really well. Like the pacing is kind of slow, but it's I think the pacing's perfect for it. You know, and accompanied by a perfect score, which you can hear in the background, it really adds to it because this film is more of, it's a survival film in a sense, but it also has like a, you know, kind of a love story thrown in there too. So I think the score is very complimentary to the film. It does a really good job. Yeah, you know, it runs a good length. It's just over 90 minutes long. I always kind of wish that it was a little gorier and stuff, just because the type of film it is, you know, indigenous, you know, tribe members and stuff. You could have some pretty nasty shit in there, but it doesn't really matter that there's not a lot of stuff going on in the film like that. But yeah, it's a good movie. It's a really good film. I would highly recommend everybody see this if you've never checked out this film, because, you know, like I said, it is basically the mother of all cannibal films. That kind of started this whole subgenre. But yeah, it's definitely a must-watch and stuff. So if I had to rate this one, I'd probably just give it, I think I'd give it about a 6.5 out of 10. Like, it's nothing spectacular. It's not as good as Cannibal Holocaust. It's probably better than Eaten Alive. Eaten Alive, I think, has a lot, like almost too much rehashed footage and stuff. Of course, there's a scene from this film where this girl's getting basically plowed by multiple guys. She's on top of the burnt ashes of her previous lover or whatever. It's kind of like a ritual thing that they have to do after a tribe member dies and stuff. I think that scene was actually reused in Eaten Alive, if I'm mistaken. I haven't watched Eaten Alive in a while, but I believe that scene was rehashed in that, among other scenes in that film too. So, which is pretty funny by Umberto Lenzi. But you know what? Yeah, it's a pretty good film. You know, it's nothing over the top and crazy. I think that, you know, Cannibal Ferox and those other films have a lot more gore and blood and cannibalistic actions and stuff than this film does, but gotta watch it though. So, you know, I recommend it. 6.5 out of 10. Pretty good film. Check it out. So, anyways, guys, that is going to do it here for week 46 in Cannibal Week. Very cool stuff. Very cool stuff. Love me some Cannibal films. So, anyways, guys, we'll be back next week. Check you in week 47. Peace out.